Hi everyone, it's Andrew again. I hope your week is going well. Despite the best intentions of the hundreds of you uploaded videos, despite the best intentions of Dan Savage's It Gets Better project, recently another 3 gay teenagers committed suicide because of bullying. 2 of them were 13-year-old boys who were bullied so much that they were driven to suicide. The third one was a gay student at Rutgers who threw himself off the George Washington Bridge after 2 students videotaped him having sex and uploaded it online. It goes without saying that he shouldn't have committed suicide. What he should have done was sue them. These boys are going to jail for what they did. Or 2, kick their asses. Quite frankly, what they did was disgusting. However, for a moment, I would like to draw your attention to another homophobe. Bullying in high school is disgusting. It goes without saying, but unfortunately it happens. That's what teenagers do. They bully each other. And while I'm not condoning it, and I believe that someone needs to address it and fix it, that is what happens in America's high schools. As such, I'm drawing your attention for just a moment to another homophobe, the douchebag of the week, Andrew Shirvell. Andrew Shirvell is an assistant attorney for the state of Michigan. He's an uber Christian, and he's a cyberbully. Andrew Shirvell is engaged in cyber warfare, for all intents and purposes, with Chris Armstrong, a 19-year-old student at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and the first openly gay student body president of that school. Let me rephrase that for just a moment. A 40-year-old male, an assistant attorney for Michigan, is engaged in cyber warfare with a 19-year-old college student, and he's losing. The 40-year-old man is losing. After the interview, I will upload links to the incredibly homophobic blog that Andrew Shirvell runs, as well as posting the most awkward Anderson Cooper interview I've ever seen, where Andrew Shirvell tries to go on to Cooper's program and defend bigotry. It's incredibly awkward, as you'll see. Let me sum up for a moment, though, Andrew Shirvell's pathetic existence, his waste of a life, and his arguments against Chris Armstrong. He accuses Chris Armstrong of, and I'm quoting here, trying to implement the radical homosexual agenda as president of the school. What is the radical homosexual agenda, you may ask? Chris Armstrong ran for president based on lowering college tuition. I don't see how that's radical homosexual. Most people in this country who go to college have heterosexual parents. Therefore, most people paying college tuition are heterosexual couples, not homosexual couples. So please, Andrew, explain to me how that's part of the homosexual agenda. I believe that, if anything, it's part of the heterosexual agenda. And furthermore, Mr. Shirvell, how is it wrong to lower tuition rates? Assuming that it's feasible for the school and the state to do so, explain to me how that's a terrible thing. Shirvell's second complaint with Chris Armstrong is that Chris Armstrong wants to implement gender-neutral housing. Shirvell deems this a radical redefinition of gender norms. Try to say that again without laughing. Shirvell has deemed mixed-gender housing to be a radical redefinition of gender? For this proposal, Andrew Shirvell has deemed, and try to say this one without laughing, Andrew Shirvell has deemed Chris Armstrong Satan's representative on the school council. Speaking from a personal perspective, I live in mixed-gender housing. I live with 1 girl and 2 straight boys. I promise you, none of us have been struck by lightning. My university hasn't been destroyed by God. And really, I haven't talked about Robertson in a few days, but I don't think that I've caused any natural disasters because of my housing status. I don't think that the fact that I live in a radical redefinition of gender has led to terrible catastrophes. Get back to me on that, though, please, Andrew. Another complaint that Shirvell has is the fact that Chris Armstrong opposes Proposition 8, which would have killed marriage equality in the state of California. He's mad at Armstrong for having boys over his dorm late at night. He's mad at Armstrong for, as president of the university, inviting freshmen to the Pride/LGBT club. Let me clarify that for you. Andrew Shirvell is mad at the university president for trying to make freshmen feel comfortable with themselves. He's mad at the university for trying to make students, gay teenagers, comfortable with their sexuality and okay with who they are as people. I don't understand how that's a terrible thing, Andrew Shirvell. He's not converting people to the terrible lifestyle that is homosexuality, as you say. In closing, though, Andrew Shirvell, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're a despicable human being, you're a huge tool, and I'd like to know where you get off. Where in the world do you get off bullying a 19-year-old boy just because he's gay? It's people like you who lead to the 4 suicides we've seen in the past month. It's people like you who would like gays to feel awful about who they are, to be bullied. If you weren't a homophobic bully in high school, you certainly justify the existence of bullying. It's people like you who say, it's not a big deal. They probably didn't know he was gay when they bullied him. I don't see the harm of uploading a sex tape online and driving someone to suicide. People like you, Andrew Shirvell, disgust me. You shouldn't be employed by the state of Michigan, and hopefully you won't be, judging by the fact that your boss has deemed your behavior immature, illustrating a lack of judgment. So I do hope you get fired, sir. To paraphrase Anderson Cooper, you have an unhealthy obsession with this 19-year-old gay male. And judging by that fact, and the fact that you may lose your job, I think the Vatican is a good future employment opportunity for you.